Well, many of you haven't heard of the Mill Creek Barrier Dam, built after the catastrophic Ohio River flood of 1937.
Well, tonight it is being credited with saving property from flooding from Lower Price Hill to Northside. 9 on your side's Tom McKee is live explaining why it saved homes and properties.
Well, it's very simple. When the Ohio River floods, the gates on the Barrier Dam go down, preventing the Ohio River water from backing up into the Mill Creek Valley as it did in 1937. Then big pumps in the building you see behind me here basically kick on, putting the water back on the other side into the Ohio. But on February 24th, the heavy rain falling increased the water level very rapidly on both sides of this dam, causing a lot of problems. It was worse than 1997, and that's when all 8 pumps in that building kicked in. The folks at Cordy Towing and Transportation on the Dooley Bypass in Northside are still drying things out. There was 5 feet of water in the building, flooding tow trucks, race cars, and the trailer used to haul them. The question is, did the sewers back up, or did the Mill Creek overflow, or both? Stephanie Sunderland of the Northside Community Council has an opinion on that.
Individuals in the neighborhood said they found fish on the Mill Creek Trail, which suggests that most likely it was high water.
A Cincinnati Health Department facility was flooded as well and remains closed. Cars at a lot right next to the water are sitting in mud with apparent evidence of high water. City officials say it was bad, but could have been worse if not for the Barrier Dam.
For the first time in the history of that facility, all 8 pumps were running. So to give you a little bit of perspective on that, that's 8 billion with a B gallons per day that we were pumping. To draw it down even further, 104,000 gallons per second.
It protects $3 billion worth of property in a dozen neighborhoods from Lower Price Hill to Northside.
Without that functioning the way it was, the MSD Mill Creek Wastewater Treatment Plant would have been completely underwater. Businesses, the major railroad arteries that run through the Queensgate area and so forth would have been completely underwater.
The water has gone down, but the damage remains, and property owners are calculating their losses. For them, things are already bad.
It's very difficult for the businesses because of the losses that they have to absorb.
Now you may remember last week that the city said 1,000 buildings might have been damaged by the floods. Well, they did a survey. 15 inspectors were on the job, up from 9 originally. What they found was 2/3 of the buildings, well, that number, were not impacted by the flood at all. So if there is some good news, it is in those figures. Tom McKee, 9 on your side, live in Lower Price Hill.
Tom, thank you.